Hello there, this is DARIUS GAIDEN, and this is the Darius Cosmic Collection on Nintendo's lovely Switch console, which is basically, in my house anyway, a retro gaming machine. Here we have a fish presented with some Japanese text. Taito are involved in this, so M2. Here's the fish again. And here's the title screen. So Darius Cosmic Collection is what it says. It's a collection of Darius games. We have the original Darius, the old version apparently. It's a side-scrolling shooter announced in 1986. There's a Darius new version, a Darius extra version, the dual-screen Darius, Sagaya version 2, and Darius Gaiden. So you've got 3 games in here, 2 of which have a couple of variants, and one of which is a standalone. Let's play Darius old version. There's a training mode. It's funny that this is a Japanese game and all the warning text was in Japanese, but all this other text is in English. Crazy, huh? The original Darius was a 3-screen game, so you'll immediately notice that that black rectangle in the middle of the screen there is 3 screens worth on one Switch console. Give the graphics a fiddly little flavour. You are looking at kind of small sprites on in this case, a 24-inch monitor. So you can kind of make it out. What this is like on a Switch screen, well, it's you can't see what's going on essentially, unless you've got the eyesight of a 18-year-old, which I don't have. Turn off some of the nasty artwork running outside. Got scanline options there, which will make the game even more illegible to old Pearson's eyes. We have filters there, but Pixel Perfect's the one for me. I don't like any kind of shimmering. We have some volume controls. Body sonic strength. Increase the cabinet's body sonic sound technology. Don't know what that is. It sounds like the original arcade cabinet had some sort of subwoofer. Don't know. So you can fire 4 shots and then your gun has to take a breather, which makes this game infuriating. The 3-screen thing is a bit weird actually. I don't know what it actually adds to the gameplay for this game, other than it's a nice presentational flourish, but your ship seems ill-equipped at all times to deal with the amount of screen estate plus aliens flying around that you have to deal with in this game. So I find the original Darius slightly unbalanced in its arcade form, a bit too hard. You don't really have weapons that can deal with everything the game's throwing at you. You can see the speed of those sprites flying at your face. Look at your little pea shooter gun. They're irritating, huh? You got all the shields and stuff from the original game, so everything that makes Darius was here in the original, including very familiar enemies, power-ups. Get your bomb power-ups. It takes so long to power up in Darius. It's incredibly painful and slightly boring, and then you die and lose every single power-up. It's an old school game, alright, an old school arcade game. They didn't care for your sanity. Oh no, they wanted your money, they wanted your 10p's. I think I've only ever seen this once in the wild in the arcade. It would have been on a trip to Great Yarmouth potentially, and didn't fancy playing it. It was an expensive game. It might have been Darius 2 though, rather than this one. Because I seem to remember it was the flamey first level. So I don't think this was ever a popular game in the arcade back in the day, because the cabinet would have been massive. Yeah, we're going to fight a boss. We're going to shoot his face off. This game is hard. I'm not going to lie. I find this game terribly difficult, with very few things flying around. It's just a bit unfair. But yeah, I'm happiest on this compilation. And we have a couple of variants, one of which makes the bosses easier. And that's fine. Look at that, a bit dodging there. He's not dead yet though, I seem to have shot him in the face plenty of times. There's a timer at the top of the screen, it's counting down from 18. Oh, it's gone back to 46. I think it's the time... That counts the time it takes to defeat the boss then, huh? So M2 have added some gadgets, they've added some bits and bobs in to give you a idea of what's coming next. I think that at the bottom it shows you the route. So the 4 is counting down, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I killed the boss really quickly there. Seems that my powered up state, it took longer to kill the boss than in my unpowered up state. Don't know, must be some sort of balancing thing. Right, let's go back to the game selection menu. Oh, it shows you all the routes and the bosses there. That's nice. Yeah, this game was 30 quid. So it's 30 quid for essentially 3 Darius games to play on your Switch. In the old version of Darius. Game has been rebalanced. Okay. Difficulty of stages in the latter half of the game has been rebalanced. That the players will arrive with the Silverhawk in an upgraded form. Wow. Yeah, because if you lose your power-ups, you're never getting past the level. That's a good assumption. So here's Darius 2, the 2-screen version. This is probably the one I actually saw in Great Island, to be fair. Never saw anybody playing it. I probably tried it two times, and then went back to Salamander or something. It's a bit overwhelming. It's a bit overwhelming for a lad of a certain age to deal with. Because I don't think the arcade machine had auto fire either. So you're slapping all those buttons to get those bombs and lasers. Music's always been quite cool from this Darius on. It's got quite high production values, I guess. Works quite well on the Switch, this one. We've got a zoomed... Well, the screen is does fit the widescreen format pretty well. I've got a video where I played the Saturn version of this game, and the Saturn, because it's a 4x3 screen the Saturn outputs, it doesn't deal with this at all well. But actually, this is fairly readable on the Switch. Perhaps because the Switch is outputting 1080 resolution as well, and yeah, like I said, it's got a widescreen presentation. So it's not too bad, although the screen around the game is a bit cluttered, isn't it? You can probably turn all that off. So Darius 2 isn't a brilliant game, it's a fine game, it's alright, I enjoyed it. I probably enjoyed the Mega Drive version a bit more than the arcade or Saturn version up to this point. Well, I can see the appeal here, I can see the appeal of this one now. I've got it on the Switch and it's actually readable, legible to human eyes. Yeah, it's alright. It's still got the same problems the other Darius games have got, which are losing every power-up when you die, power-ups taking too long to take effect, but the bosses at least aren't that difficult, so that's cool. This fish is nearly dead, he's only been on the screen like 2 seconds. Didn't like that, did he? Didn't like lasers in the gullet. But then who does? Ooh, self-atomic bomb. Which immediately has blown up his twin brother. So I've taken out a whole family of fishes there. Yeah. Right, Mercury. Oh, look, you see the stage after it. It's got the same boss in both branches. Yeah, that's kind of cool, I like that. So M2 have done some nice little presentational things here. That's groovy. This background's a bit sparse, isn't it? So yeah, Darius 2. Darius 2's alright. It's alright, like, it's still pretty hard though. If you're a Darius expert and you've cleared the whole game in 1 credit, congratulations to you. You are a superhero. If you're like me, who is a bit of a casual, old school Darius fan, you find the game frustrating to a certain extent. But for 30 quid, like I say, 3 games, it's not too hot. The saving grace of this disc for me is the fact that I've got Darius GAIDEN on the Switch now, so I can play that easy anytime I want to. The Saturn version is aces, but it means I have to set my sound up to play it. Now, I've just got to open the Switch. And the sound version is probably going to cost you the same as this Switch card. So actually, although it's not brilliant value, it's cheaper than the Saturn version, and just as good. This Darius 2 is much better than the Saturn version, but it's not as good as Darius Gaiden as a game. So, easy come, easy go, I guess. Right then, we're going to fight a huge battleship. Alloy Lantern. Oh look, we've got a biscuit in the background. It's like a ginger nut, space ginger nut. Oh, he's going to protect his space ginger nut. Don't go anywhere near his biscuits. He will slap you with his head tentacle. On the Mega Drive, I think you just shoot the face. On this version, you go in his gob to find out that he's been infested with another fish. A parasitic fish. That should have blown his face up, shouldn't it? Didn't work. And the parasitic fish has got all sorts of shenanigans going on. It's like this is pretty simple. The one in his gut wants to mess you up. Yeah, I'm going to take your space biscuit. I'm going to fly inside your corpse and shoot your baby. Well, it doesn't look like the same species of fish, doesn't it? So I'm probably not entered its womb here to find its unborn fishy child. Because that would be crazy, wouldn't it? He's got a powerful laser and homing missiles which don't like getting in the way of bullets. Kind of avoid bullets and then head straight to your face. Well, he's got balls flying around. Oh, I got rid of that. Oh, whoa, lasers. Man, this is tense. I don't think I'm going to survive here. Oh, hitting by it in the rear. Got balls in the rear. Oh, I've hit the wrong button now. Right, let's go to the game selection menu and try out Darius Gaiden. The reason why, to be fair, I bought this compilation. Imported it from Amazon Japan. I'm not sure this came out in the UK. It might have done. And when it did, I missed it, so I've had to import it from Japan. Separate. There's a bit of there's a bit of history on each one of those releases, so that's interesting. This is a 4x3 game, so got borders at the sides this time. Is this the best Darius game ever made? It's up there, isn't it? I mean, G-Darius on the PlayStation is pretty damn good, but this is definitely the one I've played the most. And look at it, it loads really quickly, just like the Saturn one. You get straight into the action. It's got the same awesome soundtrack. It's got the same visuals. There's no horrible pixel crawl as far as I can see so far, although that background's a bit... That one is a bit crawly. Well, there's something going on there anyway, it's kind of ruining my eyes at whatever resolution I'm looking at this video. Don't know, it might look better when it's expanded to the full screen. I'm kind of looking at it a bit windowed at the moment. Yeah, but a great game, a satisfying game, and unlike the other Darius games, if you die in this, you don't immediately lose all of your power-ups. You get taken down a power level, which is a much fairer and nicer thing for them to do. It doesn't result in you surviving longer, really. Realistically, some of the later levels do throw the lasers at your face quite often, but it's a bit of a better balanced game overall, I find. A classic, a modern classic, well not so modern these days, 1994. A classic then. I love this boss. I'm getting lurking in the background there. He's eyeing me up. He's like, stay away from my towers. These are my towers. You want a tower action? You come to me. Here he comes. Oh. He bosses the towers. He's got scant regard for them. So I've got so many towers, I'll just get one out of the way for you. Let's fight. And he goes to onto eject. scales out of his gills, his metal gills. Yeah, this game's got some cool bosses. And they're very fun to blow the faces off, so there we go. I've always loved that effect. It looks kind of cheap, but with the sort of splashy effects all over the screen, it looks kind of cheaply done, but yeah, it's a bit abstract. I kind of like it. We're flying over a digestive biscuit here. Oh no, it's a forest. It's a forest on the edge of an incredibly dry desert. Okay. And I've got the Ace soundtrack in my ears, which I'm ruining with my bleating. This is some crazy jazz synth. Love it. Right, well, this is a Darius Cozmic collection. Like I said, it's about 30-ish quid. You get 3 versions of Darius, 2 versions of which have multiple revisions, and then Darius GAIDEN. So if you like Darius, I'd say it's probably worth it. If you don't like Darius, then why watching the video? Don't know. Anyway, I've enjoyed this game since I've bought it, but I always was going to. I don't know if there's any lag on this game. This always comes up. So I play the games. I don't feel any lag whatsoever. I don't, unless it's like 10 frames of lag. I'm very immune to its presence. This game may have a load of lag. I don't know. I can't feel it. So don't neg me if it's laggy and you know it's laggy. I'm old. I see things in slow motion anyway. So, you know, it doesn't affect me. I don't notice any lag, and I'm not doing any scientific experiment to prove or disprove that there is or isn't any. Go somewhere else and find out if someone thinks it's laggy. Look at that green laser took care of him, didn't he? I do like that boss, but he doesn't stick around for long. Right then, I played kind of well in this game up to a point. I get through a few levels, so I'm going to let the video play on. You can watch some more gameplay. I do get a very powerful weapon, which I use to blast more fish to death. Then they eventually get the better of me. But you'll see that. Watch the video. Alright then, ta-ra.